Ma.
What the? It's February 2nd again? If I don't get out, he'll go on living like nothing happened. But will he?
It is Sunday morning, and it is a beautiful, blue, bright, sunny day, which of course is very rare, as we know, in these parts.
Some say this day is more than just a tradition. It's an ancient trial that can change the world. I need to find a way out of this. What day is it today?
Groundhog Day.
On the island, so need to make the most of it. You know, as I came out today to read today's poem to you, I suddenly had one of the poems of my liturgy, my poetry liturgy as I call it, you know, those 100 poems, just pop into my head. So let's kick off with that one, because it's the perfect poem for a day like today, even though my toes are slowly turning to ice in my slippers, but that's cool. So I got up this morning, and knowing it's your birthday in a couple of days, I thought I would make you a birthday card. And normally when it comes to making birthday cards, it's kind of first thought, best thought. So I had this image pop into my head, I had a song that started to play, and I thought, that's the one.
Brother, when you need a hand, we all need somebody to lean
and this is the one. Here we go. This is your birthday card, which I'm going to walk on over to Harrow this morning and deliver to you. And here is the envelope of this card. I'm also going, as I walk along, because I think that will be fun, I'm going to think about this poem and maybe stop occasionally to utter a few words into this thing. And I thought the poem for today would be one of James Tate's very weird but lovely and interesting kind of koans. He wrote a whole number of dog poems, which is another reason why I love James Tate. Anyone who writes dog poems is a beloved in my eyes. And this is one of his dog poems called The Promotion, which I'm going to read very quickly before my toes fall off. I was a dog in my former life, a very good dog. And thus, I was promoted to a human being. I liked being a dog. I worked for a poor farmer, guarding and herding his sheep. Wolves and coyotes tried to get past me almost every night, and not once did I lose a sheep. The farmer rewarded me with good food from his table. He may have been poor, but he ate well. And his children played with me when they weren't in school or working in the field. I had all the love any dog could hope for. When I got old, they got a new dog, and I trained him in the tricks of the trade. He quickly learned, and the farmer brought me into the house to live with them. I brought the farmer his slippers in the morning, as he was getting old too. I was dying slowly, a little bit at a time. the farmer knew this and would bring the new dog in to visit me from time to time. The new dog would entertain me with his flips and flops and nuzzles. And then one morning, I just didn't get up. They gave me a fine burial down by the stream under a shade tree. That was the end of my being a dog. Sometimes I miss it, so I sit by the window and cry. I live in a high-rise that looks out at a bunch of other high-rises. At my job, I work in a cubicle and barely speak to anyone all day. This is my reward for being a good dog. The human wolves don't even see me. They fear me not.
Okay, I'm ready.
You ready? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's maybe move back a little bit.
Okay.
Careful of the mud.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, this is good. This is good. This is good. This is good. Good view, I think. I think so. Yeah. I think that's. That's into the sunlight. Let's do it like that, and you're not in the sun. That's
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good view there. So. Seriously, I don't actually know what this poem is about. That's why I've brought it, because I read it this morning. I'm like, I don't know what it's about. I don't. So, tell me what it's about.
Well, I would say that it's about like the phrase "a good deed always sparks another," because it's like his life as a dog and the good deeds he does, and then he's like rewarded with reincarnation, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was a bit confused at the end because it said he barely speaks to anyone all day, which kind of shows that he's not really happy with his new life and he wants to go back to the old one.
Exactly. So, because that for me is why I don't understand it, because supposedly he's rewarded, he's promoted, he's now a higher species, he's now one of us, he's like the amazing humans, he's not just a silly dog, and yet it would seem that maybe he's actually had it better as a dog. So why is this promotion? What's the reward if he's miserable and he was happier as a dog? He had everything he needed, everything he wanted as a dog.
I think the reward is him being promoted to like a higher life form, and I think.
But if it's a higher life form but it's miserable, what's the point? There's no. I don't care if I'm a higher life form. If I'm higher and miserable, I'd prefer to be lower and happy, wouldn't you?
I do think that, but I also think that maybe he didn't expect it to be miserable and he thought it would be good, but because of all his amazing experiences that he had while he was being a dog, then it just kind of changed for him.
Right. Yeah. Who promoted him, do you think? I mean, who went, oh, okay, instead of sending you back as another dog, you're now going to be one of these unhappy but superior human beings?
I think a lot of people would say God, but I don't really believe in God that much. So I would say it just happened. Like I would say it could be someone or it could be not, but it's just like a higher life form like that isn't humans. That's what I would say.
And why are they, whoever this high life form is, why are they deciding things like this for us? Why are they saying to this dog who's having a jolly good time and might want to do it again, why are they saying to that dog, well, you were a good dog, so now you need to suffer a little bit?
I think it's because everyone has to go through a hard time once in their lifetime. And I think maybe they're trying to pass like the positivity on to other people through that person. But I also think that maybe it wasn't quite what they expected, so it had a negative effect on them.
Okay, question number 2. That was great on the poem. Oh.
Cool.
Yeah, you'll be in it. Just calm down. There's a chance for you to do a little hoochie coochie number, a little dance.
You gonna do a dance? Be nice.
So everybody has to be interviewed about what they think about the poem.
Okay.
and then that's it. That's all I need from everyone. Nah, I don't go for that sentimental bullshit. That would spoil my video, I'm sorry. We'll give the messages off camera, but on video, no.
Jesus, don't cry. You can rely on me, honey.
Interesting.
All right, have you got an idea?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So let me just get you in the.
I fully understand it though, because.
Oh, hang on. Okay, so where are you going to stand? You're going to stand there. Okay.
Yeah, this is big. This is a very nice big screen.
Whoa, hang on. Okay. No, I don't want to get those idiots in the shot. Hang on.
Nice. I know. I see ya.
Can you give us some space? I've got to get Milo's download on the poem. Can you just be quiet for a moment, please? Okay, thank you. So, just in your own words, what do you think this poem is about?
I sort of think it's about like, because it says the promotion, which is the title of the thing, and they go from being a dog, a good dog, to a human. It could suggest like, I don't know, a sense of karma in the world where like what goes around comes around.
That's quite good.
Tall buildings shake, voices escape, singing sad, sad songs. Tuned to chords strung down your cheeks, bitter melodies turning your orbit around. Don't cry, you can rely on me, honey.
It's a sad poem.
Yeah.
It's very sad when I read it. It's a very clever poem because it has a twist at the end. So it takes you down a path for 3 courses of it, I'd say, and then suddenly you realise what you were reading wasn't exactly the story of a dog.
No, it's not about a dog.
It's not about a dog. But it starts out. So for me, it's an interesting poem about loyalty.
Right.
That's what I read into it. It's about for me, I see the dog being a person, so I see it about the rat race. I see it about the loyalty of people and the amount of time we give to our work, and we're rewarded for that, and we are comfortable because we don't know any better. So we live a life working and being rewarded for that, and then there comes a point where that life ends and something else happens, and in this case that something else is, well, in this poem, that something else is not particularly nice. It's like they are trapped in a very cold and lonely place, very much like we are. Like a kind of 21st century work hell.
So you're saying like the dog, okay, the human dog, the loyal human dog, comes in, gives it his all, is loyal to an organisation or various organisations, and then he gets supposedly promoted, but the promotion actually, once it breaks through a certain threshold, let's call it the human threshold, he's actually now suffering. It's not great being human. It's not great, ultimately.
The promotion is actually kind of purgatory, I'd say. So there's a kind of there's sort of there's a casually checks phone whilst there's a sort of
checks phone for what?
No, I thought it was work.
Oh, right. Oh, really? Let me just check that everyone's alive. Okay, go on. Yeah, I can still hear you. Are you caught up, Max? Well, too bad. Too frickin' bad, my friend. That's how it goes. Yeah, that's how it goes. Some of us get caught and others are free.
Okay, thank you.
Right? Okay, so you can hold on to it for reference.
Okay. All right.
So, what would you say the poem is about? In your view, I don't have. That's why I brought it, because I don't know what it's about.
Yeah. Okay. The inevitability of life and how life moves on, and it's really very helpful that we don't live for longer than 80, 70, 80, 90, 100 years old. Because we always think that maybe I'd love to come back and see what the world's like in 100 years' time, for example. And in fact, that wouldn't suit.
Why not?
Because in 100 years...
Would you want to come back in 100 years' time?
No.
I would.
Yeah. But then I'm older than you, so...
So if you do good things will come back to you in return. And it's just a story of how like old can transform into new, and then new is replaced by old. Pretty poetic as well.
Yeah, nice. I like that, but okay. But do you think, okay, this for me is like the killer question.
What was I saying?
You were saying that it's purgatory. The place he's in is a kind of purgatory. It's
yeah, because there's
it's not like he's been promoted to heaven, as it were.
No, it's that's why I said it was quite a sad. It's quite a sad poem, because it starts out being incredibly tender, actually. Like, the dog is happy, the owner is happy, the dog does everything to please the owner. The dog is on a certain path that it doesn't know any better. It's like...
It's just following its instincts.
It's just it's just a natural cycle.
But it's also a social animal. It's
just the natural cycle of that dog's life. That dog has not got a choice to be another animal.
Yeah.
But as a dog, I'd say that's a pretty amazing life. Like, I can think of lots of animals that wouldn't have such an amazing purpose and a sort of unconditional love with its owner, and a sort of tender final years and death. It feels all very nice.
That's what happens when you've got two boys, you see.
Nice insult.
They're just crude.
No, it's not crude, because that's ultimately what you're saying. You're being the director and saying,
Okay,
I want you to kiss my cheeks.
Are you doing the picture and...
Okay, why don't we do it now? Because look, we could do it with the video, because video is amazing.
Videos.
No, but video is amazing because you can then you can extract it from the video. And you don't just have a one shot, because you've got the video working, which you can extract from.
She looks after you.
She looks after me, yeah.
Who?
Maggie's up. Okay, ready?
Don't they need to leave? Don't they need to kneel to kiss your cheeks?
Okay.
Wait, maybe just go down. You stay up.
Lower.
Woo! This will be even better.
You can just kiss and hold.
Bet you I get the better shot.
Okay, don't move. Right,
Now
again.
I know how it feels
again,
like being in Hollywood.
Again.
Paparazzi, she's papped.
Hey, one more. One more.
Oh, no,
One more. It's egg kiss front though.
Video's better. Yeah, kiss my cheek.
It's not forced at all.
I feel like I needed, like, what are they called? Like on set now? No,
Intimacy coordinator.
Intimacy coordinator for that shot. That was a little bit too close for comfort.
Okay, question number 2. That was great on the poem. Mila says I must take this away from you now because it hurts people's hands, and maybe that's true. So the question is, what is the phrase "lean on me"? Just give me any associations that come to your mind when you hear that phrase.
I would say support, because if you lean on someone, you kind of rely on them and I guess ask them for support for what you need, or like reliability. That's what I would say.
Who would you say are the people in your life who have this kind of lean on me vibe?
I would definitely say my parents, and then a few of my really close friends, because they're always there for me when I need to talk to them, and they're just, they're always friendly and give good advice.
And it's sort of quite sad.
Yeah, nice.
Because what happens after that point, and the twist in the poem, or the twist in it just feels like that life was ultimately meaningless, because the reward for that life is actually this kind of hell of disconnection.
But maybe
and
the
loneliness.
reward for that life was that life. And the reward for this life, I think Milo says this, but we can now, when I send you the video, you can look. I think he sort of almost says something like the reward for that dog's life was that dog's life. And this dude, if he's sitting there thinking that he's like been promoted, that he's superior, that he's owed something because he was a good doggy in his previous life, the reward, he's got to still find the reward now. He's just got to find it. Because the reward was not the promotion, the reward was not the becoming this higher life form.
Yes.
So I used to agree with you. I wanted to see what the world was like, but as I've got older, it's clear that you lose track of what is actually happening, and you don't adjust as well as you did when you were 20 or 30 years younger. And therefore, you get stuck in your own old ways. So.
And is that what?
Well,
the poem is about? Because he's got promoted, this guy, into like human form, but he is suffering. He was happier as a dog. Is the dog in your mind like youth, and the promotion to adulthood is the promotion to a certain form of suffering?
No, it's not a promotion to a certain form of suffering at all.
Why is it called promotion, though?
Okay.
Supposedly
why do they call it promotion? Because isn't that what some religions believe? If you're good as a fly, you'll come back as a beetle, and if you're good as a beetle, I mean, isn't that? And that's religion, or whatever you want to call it.
Shelby, don't piss on that.
And that,
please, don't piss on
that
my,
religion is just
speakers.
Something that makes life more comfortable for human beings and gives control to the people who espouse and promote religion. So, this promotion, this is just a historical nicety.
Like, obviously, the dog was a good dog, and yet it gets promoted supposedly to being a human, which is supposed to be better, but in fact it turns out that being human is worse than being a dog.
Humans they're sentient, they have free will, or at least they think therefore I am, or I can only prove myself to be sentient. Being promoted is necessarily a good thing, but being demoted is a bad thing. And since it's a promotion, they classify whether a dog...
But that human is not happy, and yet he was promoted. How does that work? If you're promoted, you should be happier, surely, right?
No, because in jobs, it's the thought that makes the happiest, not the value of the job.
So you think this human could enjoy his human job, but he's chosen not to enjoy it?
Yes. Because
really?
You're more focused on the past and what you had, but if you enjoy what you have currently, then that's the way to make a life for yourself in happiness.
I mean, that sounds great, but it also sounds like, I don't know, like the stuff we're supposed to believe, but maybe it's not true. Like let's say imagine you don't enjoy school. Right.
I don't.
Now, okay, brilliant. So you don't enjoy school, and yet you're supposedly better than Max because you're a human. You were promoted, right? And yet Max lives a better life than you. How does that work? But you got to be the human. You got supposedly to be the superior animal.
It's what you have that matters. Even if you're promoted or not, it's what you currently have in your life that you enjoy. It doesn't matter if I don't hate school, if I hate school, I still have aspects of school that I like
Right.
my friends, my classes, my teachers. It's not what you're living in, it's what you choose to live in and what you choose to enjoy.
Is that what you really believe?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think makes for a good friend? Like, if you were to advise someone who's trying to, and as I genuinely am, trying to be like a better friend, trying to build my friendships as opposed to, I don't know, screw them over. Me and Milo, I think, maybe share that, whatever that ability together. What would you say would be your 3 words of wisdom for me, or your 3 golden rules for me to follow if I want to keep my friends?
I would definitely say
They want people to be good, in inverted commas, in society, because you have to live in a society, and religion was developed to encourage that and to reward that, and to tell somebody if they're good they'll be promoted. That's kind of reward. We want to be promoted, don't we? So
like show that you care about them. 'Cause what I do is I usually like make plans with my friends to make sure that I make sure that they care about to make sure that they know I care about them. I think honesty is also really good, because if you're open with your friends, then they'll want to like reciprocate that and be honest back to you. And I think that's really important in a friendship, especially if like you find it hard. I think just being really open and show how much you care for their friendship is really important.
it's questioning. It's questioning this desire for advancement or desire for promotion, and it's suggesting that actually be grateful for what you've got and forget about tomorrow or when your next life, if you believe in a next life. So live for now and don't worry about tomorrow or when you're dead.
Our love, our love, our love is all we
dear
have.
Grandy, happy birthday
Our love,
to you. Hip, hooray.
our love is all we've got.
Hooray. Look at them out. Knock a pin.
Everyone is a burning sun. Tall buildings shake, voices escape, singing sad, sad songs.
Right, okay,
Tune chords strung down your cheeks, bitter melodies, turning your orbit around.
Birthday lady.
Voices whine, skyscrapers are scraping together. Your voice is smoking last cigarettes, all you can get, turning your orbit around. Last cigarettes, all you can get, turning your orbit around. Last cigarettes, all you can get, turning your orbit around.
It's a phrase that suggests you are giving yourself to something or somebody. It gives you the feeling that you are responsible for protecting that person. I think responsibility comes into it. Lean on me. And it's generally something I don't like.
You don't like to lean on others, or you don't like to offer others to lean on you?
I don't like leaning on others, that is true, but people who lean on me, I don't think it doesn't give me a thrill to have people leaning on me. It gives me a thrill to help people, but that's not leaning on me.
Why? What's the difference?
It's not taking over responsibility for them. Right? Leaning on me is responsible.
Leaning on me is like saying,
Yeah, don't worry,
you have to now lead my life for me almost.
Well, if you like, but I will. Don't worry, lean on me. I will sort it, and that's not my nature.
And a third piece of advice that has served you well, like a don't do this, because again, okay, that's all do this, but what would be the major don't?
I would say don't be mean. I think sometimes, specifically my
But what if you have a slightly mean personality, that just when you're giving advice, you just come across a little bit mean?
I think maybe not be very, I think the issue is people being sarcastic, and I think people take it like the wrong way a lot of the time. So it's just trying not to be.
But what if that's just how we express ourselves? What if we can't help it?
I would say try and find people like similar, that have similar interests to you.
Ugh, get down, Max. Sorry.
It's fine. I would say find people who you know like have similar like views to you, I would say, because then it's just really easy for you to like click with that person and they understand what you're going through. Or maybe make it aware that you find it hard to like relay your feelings, or if you have certain things that people won't agree with, like, because I know that.
And this is my reward for being a good dog.
Yeah.
And actually, but in a way, he's saying the human wolves don't even see me; they fear me not. So that's an interesting. I don't know if anyone.
And also interesting that he calls them human wolves, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't say the humans. It's like he sees these humans as actually being almost less than him, or maybe being more crude, or maybe being quite scary creatures.
Dangerous.
Dangerous.
Yeah. I read
don't trust them.
I read it as suspicious, and a wolf can devour you. So it's actually more than just suspicious.
A wolf can devour you, a wolf can hurt you. Well, a wolf can also, because they are the most social of animals, a wolf can shun you, they can shun you from the pack.
Yeah. But then this other line, which is actually the sort of final kind of knife in the heart, isn't it? They fear me not. So there's something about that line which is almost, if people fear you, you have a sense of power and you have a sense of place or purpose. If no one fears you, no one notices you, do you even exist?
Because you see, I have a more nihilistic viewpoint. I believe that actually we humans got the dud deal, and yet we try to tell ourselves we got the better deal, but actually we got the dud deal. Like those trees are having more fun than we are.
Mm. Yeah, but if you think about it, the dog, we are in control of the dog, as in the fact that.
Are we?
Yes, because, well, I mean, the leads, they restrict dogs' movements. If a dog wanted to, they could, I don't know, wander off into the forest. But because we love the dog and the dog loves us, we therefore protect the dog from any worldly dangers that comes to it.
Uh-huh.
Therefore, essentially making us the protector of something inferior to us. The promotion isn't about what you love. It's about what you're supposed to protect and supposed to love.
I'm free, you're free. It's all groovy, right?
Yeah. I guess, yeah.
Groovy!
Great poem.
Okay, second question.
Right.
Second question.
Yeah.
Just freely associate for a couple of minutes around the words lean on me.
Lean on me when you're supposed. Don't know the words. I'll be them.
On themselves, which is a far healthier way of living, I believe, than leaning on anyone, leaning on me in any way.
But it is a message that we like to hear. I mean, it's the message in that song, right? The Bill Withers song, "Lean on Me." I mean, it's the message
You're saying
that
we like to hear.
It's the message that the religion is also about, right? Because ultimately, okay, this is maybe why religions exist, because we can't fundamentally lean on other humans in the way that we could theoretically or spiritually lean on God, right? So religion is not those people who espouse various religions saying we can lean on each other a little bit, but ultimately your main support system really needs to be God, Jesus, Allah, Krishna, whoever, right? Because for the reasons you're giving is that humans are limited in terms of how much they can be leaned on.
he who controls religion controls society. I mean, that's what it used to be. Now that's being questioned. But I don't see that as surprising.
Yeah, I know. I was just.
Were you?
I was just bantering.
Okay.
Profound hymn on that.
Trust and responsibility. Because if you're saying to lean on someone, it means to give that person support. Because if someone has like a sore leg, they can't walk properly, you give them support by putting their arms around your shoulders. So the phrase lean on me suggests a sense of respect, trust and responsibility towards someone else.
Alright.
Why don't you hook up a speaker?
So,
hook up a speaker and play the song, and then you can talk about it with tears in your eyes. Okay, Milo, we're going to need some really cinematic filming here whilst Dad is listening to this, right?
Okay,
so like swoops and like the full. It's got to really feel like he's
hit it.
He's in heaven or something, right?
Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry.
Is that one? Oh yeah. It's amazing with next to your ears, isn't it? Yeah. Move it around.
Swallow your pride.
But I lean on Ma a lot, and
really?
I know she's a real support. Yeah, totally, kind of emotional support. And Dad is very practical in that sense. Oh, it's nice. I'd like to lean on you a bit more.
But what would that look like? I mean, I'd be happy for you to lean on me, but I don't even know what leaning you would enjoy. I mean, you know, I don't know. Other than us doing like what we did last weekend, that would be fun. What do you think would be a good leaning situation for us?
I think just getting some emotional support from each other would be good leaning on me, wouldn't it? So it's not
I guess so, but we don't really have a history of doing that.
No.
So
well, I feel like I have a more history of doing that than you potentially.
Of
leaning on you.
Of leaning on me or me leaning on you?
No, me leaning on you.
Do you think so? I don't feel like you do.
In the past, not recently, no, but in the past I feel like I've got more than recently, and we know that because everything's kind of dried up. So I think having more of that can only be a good thing, which would be would be more leaning. So
it's interesting because I've always in a way thought that that's exactly the way I'd like you to lean on me, is like for emotional support, but I've always thought that you struggle with that to a certain extent, to, I don't know, ask for that or put it out there. And so even though I might be willing to do it on my side, I don't necessarily see the opportunities for doing it.
No, and that's
other than when we get together and do something like we did last weekend. You know, that was like a really cool way to maybe kick things off, I suppose.
Yeah.
I would say that I do try to stay positive, and you know, I like talking to people and giving advice of what they should do, because I don't like it when people are sad, so I try and do my best to like spread the positivity.
Would you say you're quite loyal to those people who you feel you can trust? Would you say you're like a very, very loyal friend? Like it would take a lot for you to abandon that person, or I don't know, not stick with them?
I would say so, but I think it's also a joint effort in friendship. It's not just you, it's also the person that has to show like that they care as well. That's my advice.
Yeah. Nice. I'm getting some good stuff here. Thank you. This is all gonna go into Grandy's video.
Sometimes in our lives We all have pain, we all have sorrow.
Had a message from Michelle.
What's happened?
Michael has colon cancer.
Oh no! Oh my God, it's a shock.
But if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow.
And yeah! Oh, that is beautiful.
So good.
No, that is perfect. Thank
So,
you so much.
No, I just love
can-
them.
That is,
Absolutely.
I love
it's so cool,
fat
aren't they?
things, yeah.
That is a very
That
cool
is
present.
perfect. Isn't that a good present?
I'm suitably.
You impressed?
You want one? Well, it's nearly June, isn't it? So,
Now you know.
Not long to wait. Yeah, I'll recycle the packet.
Oh,
There you go.
lovely, that's
So obviously, you know how to look after
so
suck
much.
kids.
Yeah,
Like you said, like
very
once a month. Like
Yes,
touch.
yes, yes. You can't eat what the ducks eat. Oh, thank you.
And then you
That
can
is
just have that
beautiful.
right enough your
That
anywhere.
is really beautiful.
Yeah.
I love it. Thank you. That is perfect.
All right, Maxie Jacks. Do you want a treat? Okay. Oh, good dog. Oh, good dog, Maxie. Oh, very good dog. One day you'll be promoted. Yes, one day you'll be promoted. One day. You lucky chap.
Even though in recent years
Thank
I
you
have shown
so
disdain towards the concept of
Perfect.
I trust
Something
people in the
small and meaningful.
so I'm willing to stay the night. Like
How formal.
Listen, be a joint
Oh, that's just
muscling. We'll see one that's heart shaped.
so. What I should do is
So
put
do you
them
want to put them back
in the
into the-
bag. I think so. Lovely, aren't they? Very lovely. Just perfect. Small, thoughtful. You've been such a good boy, Max. You're not tired of it.
You be a good boy. One day you'll be promoted. One day, you lucky boy.
Huh? I can't promote him, but maybe one day God will promote him and he'll become one of us.
yeah.
Lucky boy.
Doesn't want to be one of us.
No such thing as God.
So have you got to interview Mark?
Are we on singing already?
I think so. Yeah. Yeah, that's the one for me. Am I? Can you see me on the screen there?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. The promotion. I was a dog in my former life, a very good dog, and thus I was promoted to a human being. I like being a dog. I worked for a poor farmer, guarding and herding his sheep. Wolves and coyotes tried to get past me almost every night, and not once did I lose a sheep. The farmer rewarded me with good food from his table. He may have been poor, but he ate well, and his children played with me when they weren't in school or working in the field. I had all the love any dog could hope for. When I got old, they got a new dog, and I trained him in the tricks of the trade. He quickly learned, and the farmer brought me into the house to live with them. I brought the farmer his slippers in the morning, as he was getting old too. I was dying slowly, a little bit at a time. The farmer knew this and would bring the new dog in to visit me from time to time. The new dog would entertain me with his flips and flops and nuzzles, and then one morning I just didn't get up. They gave me a fine burial down by the stream under a shade tree. That was the end of my being a dog. Sometimes I miss it, so I sit by the window and cry. I live in a high-rise that looks out at a bunch of other high-rises. At my job, I work in a cubicle and barely speak to anyone all day. This is my reward for being a good dog. The human wolves don't even see me. They fear me not. Wow.
Last cigarettes, all you can get, turning your orbit around. Our love is all we have. blues escape, singing sad, sad songs, tuned to chords strung down your cheeks, bitter melodies, turning your orbit around. What's this why skyscrapers are scraping together? Your voice is smoking, loud cigarettes, all you can get.